Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be with you today, even if it is virtually. What an incredibly tough year for all, and a year where we've had to do so many things alone. But being part of this amazing golf community has definitely saved my sanity, and I hope it has helped yours too. For those who do not know me, my name is Lynn Harvey, and I am proud to be part of the NCGA Board of Directors. This is the start of my second year, but it follows 6 years of service on the Pacific Women's Golf Association Board from 2014 to 2019, and most enjoyably, being PWGA president in 2018. As you all know, in 2020, we successfully transitioned into three separate organizations. From three separate organizations, PWGA, WGANC, and NCGA, into one. Overall, I'm very impressed with the efforts of all involved, and I would like to share with you a few observations I have of our new organization. First of all, I'm impressed with the organizational structure itself. Did you know that we have three separate boards helping to run our association? There is NCGA, which is focused on our membership, where we have close to 188,000 individual members, over 1,100 golf clubs, and 250 plus volunteers. There's Poppy Holding, which is focused on our two golf courses, Poppy Ridge in Livermore and Poppy Hills in Monterey. And we are very lucky to be one of the few allied golf associations of USGA that has its own golf courses. And our third is our foundation, Youth on Course, which is focused on benevolent projects and keeping an eye on our future, our junior girls and boys. There are a total of 18 board members, 3 of which are women, and you'll meet with them today, myself, Kathy Stroh, and Dana Kerrigan. Our board members represent all geographical areas of Northern California, both private and public golf clubs. All members of the board are assigned to participate on several of 12 separate committees, one of which is our Women's Golf Committee that you'll be hearing more about. And all are focused on key strategies and annual operating plans. Secondly, I'm amazed by the staff, the devotion of the individuals, the expediency with which they respond to questions, and their enthusiasm in presenting new programs. Between Golf Genius, Member Planet, and the World Handicap System, we have definitely had our fill of new programs. There are over 40 full and part-time staff at the NCGA level, 200 at the golf courses, and 5 at YOC. Being a part of this larger family has certainly freed up both Caroline and Eva and their support staff to focus on our core strength, our women's events. I am very pleased with the fact that NCGA has a strong focus on women and seniors, and that we are identified as a key market segment. I am equally pleased with the support and the focus we have on our tournaments. There's an entire marketing organization focused on getting the word out about our events, helping us plan new events, and publicizing our winners. In fact, have you checked out the quarterly NCGA magazine for photos of women you know? And who would have thought we would be doing online scoring at all of our majors? I am so glad I finally upgraded from my flip phone to a smartphone, and it really wasn't that long ago. But most of all, I'm excited about the chance to add some new golf items to my collection. Whether it is an insulated coffee mug for attending the virtual club officers meeting, sun protection sleeves for being a tournament volunteer, or some new bling for winning a championship. These go very nicely with all of my PWGA medals as well. So I hope to see you out on the golf course at a future event. Be sure to check out your NCGA website and read your NCGA emails for the opportunity to play events that are familiar and other events for women that are above and beyond our legacy events. And please remember, I, along with the other board members, are here to serve you and be your voice in this organization. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us either in person or by email. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me to participate in your meeting. For those who may not know me, I'm Kathy Stroh. In 2013, I became a member of the WGANC board and worked myself through the various positions. And in 2018, I became president. I remained on the board as an advisor through 2019 and joined the NCGA board in 2020. I'm now starting my second year on the NCGA board. NCGA board members are asked to serve on several committees, and this year my committees are Operations, Women's Golf Committee, of which I am the chair, and I'm delighted to represent NCGA at Youth on Course and become a YOC board member. Lynn has given you a very good overview of NCGA and its operations, and I want to discuss the Women's Golf Committee and our junior girls. But before I start, most importantly, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for saying yes when you were asked to serve on your club's board. Many of our clubs have been providing golfing experiences for their women members for over 50 years. And it's been done with the help of women like you who give so freely of your time. Women's golf cannot survive without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. 2020 was the first year of our unification with NCGA. To help with the transition and represent women's golf at the NCGA level, Lynn and I became NCGA board members. The operational agreement with NCGA provided for the formation of the Women's Golf Committee. This committee oversees the two subcommittees, our junior girls programs, and more importantly, looks for ways to improve the golfing experience in Northern California for all women golfers, whether you're a 6 or whether you're 86, or a single-digit handicapper or a higher handicapper. All women golfers are important to us. I chaired the Women's Committee in 2020 and was just voted by the committee to continue in 2021. The committee is comprised of a chair and vice chair from the PW and WGAC subcommittees, 3 board members, Lynn and I, and Lance Parker, who is the chair of the Operations Committee, and 3 NCGA staff members, Carolyn, Eva, and Ryan Gregg. Ryan is the Chief Operating Officer of NCGA's Operations Division. He's been with NCGA for 24 years, and the Operations Division oversees course ratings, rules, and all NCGA tournaments and golfing events. Carolyn and Eva are NCGA employees and work in the Operations Division. It is important that the Operations Division and the Women's Golf Committee work together to help enhance our golfing experience. This year, NCGA has over 600 tournament days. Obviously, there are more than one event per day. Our legacy tournaments, open days, and play days are part of the 600. Over 200 volunteers help run these tournaments. I became an NCGA board member because I wanted to make sure that the obligations set out in the operational agreement were adhered to by NCGA and the subcommittees, that the Northern California women golfers weren't forgotten, and there were golfing opportunities for all levels of play. I'm happy to report that NCGA has done everything in their power to make the unification as easy as possible. We've had a few bumps in the road, but anytime you have a transitional period, you'll have a problem or two. Change is difficult. When we have a problem, we talk it out. We come up with a solution. Lynn, Eva, Caroline, and I are in constant contact with one another. Caroline and Eva have been champions. They present women's causes at their staff meetings and bring them back to our committee. 2020 was especially difficult with the COVID restrictions. NCGA collaborated with the state and county health officials to help establish guidelines to keep our courses open. Once these guidelines were established, NCGA and their tournament officials had to follow the guidelines and run the tournaments accordingly. We could not have shotgun starts at our legacy events because of state and county regulations, not because of some NCGA rule. The state and county regulations prohibited players from gathering and having a banquet. Again, not an NCGA rule. NCGA staff and the women volunteers did everything they could to make our legacy tournaments, open days, and play days successful. All through the year, NCGA has been our partner and has provided guidance and support for women's golf. Everyone at NCGA would like nothing better than to be able to play golf like we did in 2019. With the shelter-in-place mandates, we had the time to explore various pathways for us to improve women's golf. We knew our mid-am members were desirous for more events, and our scratch members asked for more gross events. With 600 tournament days, it's difficult to add any new events. But we went through and we looked at the tournaments and we came up with the following for 2021. The NCGA Mid-Am Championship will be played in concert with the NCGA Mid-Am Championship in June 12th through 13th at Poppy Hills. This will give our Mid-Am players another opportunity to compete and play a weekend event. A scratch flight has been added to the NCGA Women's 4-Ball Championship. If we have high demand from the scratch players, this could be a catalyst for a separate Women's 4-Ball Championship. Each facility can submit 2 zone teams as long as one team consists of all women. I know the women at my club are excited to play in the zone qualifier, and as a side note, I've signed up to play myself. Again, if we have enough women playing in these zone events, this too could become a separate event. The Women's Committee continues to look for opportunities to increase participation for our women golfers. I would be remiss if I did not thank you for your generous contributions to our Junior Girls Fund. In 2020, $30,000 was collected, and with the matching funds from YOC, we will be able to grant up to $60,000 to our juniors. Please let your members know how very grateful we are to all of you for your generosity. The grant application will be available on March 1st. I can't wait to travel to NCGA headquarters at Poppy Hills and see all the new bricks on the pathway. All in all, 2020 was a difficult year, but many good things came about. We've had time to examine and look at possible new events for women. We developed a safe way to play our tournaments, open days, and play days. We became proficient in Golf Genius, scoring, and going paperless. Many of us learned how to start players off the first tee, and we learned to use and manage our new world handicap. Through all of this, NCGA has honored the operational agreement and has gone far beyond the expectations. Please continue to sign up for our legacy tournaments, open days, and play days. Feel free to contact Lynn or me if you have concerns. Again, thank you for volunteering, and I hope to see you at one of our legacy events.